Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, I'm so excited to be here this morning. Please sit down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, great. Thank you very much. So, in just some few minutes, right? Because we don't have to speak all day, right? We just have to just say one or two things and help ourselves. I want you to look to your right and to your left and help me just extend a warm hand of welcome to your friend. I can see Mrs. Peters trying to stretch her hand across. She's such a friendly soul, right? Beautiful. Great. Thank you all for coming. All right, good. So please, can we go on? We go on. Let's start. Beautiful. Now, the first thought I want to throw at you this morning is that the people who keep on learning will always have a future. I say to you again. Can I say that again? The people who keep learning will what? Will always have what? Future. Right? And that's the essence of what education is. I mean, we look at all the formal definitions and all that. We've got educationists in the house and all that. But the whole essence of education is that at the end, you become a much better person than you are now. And education is something that you must consistently invest in every day, right? That's why the emphasis is on what? Personal growth. It's not just you going to the four walls of school, but also ensuring that you keep on learning. Are we good to go? So education is the process of what? Facilitating learning. Now, so last time I checked, the word facilitation means that we actually help you to learn. So you are the one who does the learning, right? We just supervise your learning, right? So it's not in a teaching environment where we're giving out information to you, right? So education is the process of, number one, facilitating learning. In other words, so what we do, I remember when I was growing up, what we were taught was basically just know how to read and write, right? Then from there, you take it to your next level. Now, I remember there was a year, it was during COVID. I actually did 48 courses that year. 48 courses that year. And at the end of the day, when I counted, I discovered there were 48. I was saying, wow. If you were saying, wow, I was saying, wow. But, I mean, there was nowhere to go. Nothing to do, right? We were home, right? So I kept on learning. I remember there was a time I read so much that I started having migraine, right? So I reached out to my mentor, Dr. Ababem Odwole, then, and I told him, I think I've read my peak. He said, those who stop learning start dying. So I said to myself, okay, so what do we do now? So the next thing I did was audio. So I started listening to audio. And then from there, I moved on to what? To YouTube. You need to learn how to learn. Can I say that again? You need to learn how to learn. Learning on your own terms. Now, if you look at the there are different seven learning styles, right? According to our Gardner, there are 7 different kinds of learning styles, right? I just mentioned some, not all of them. But one of them is, visual. Another one is kinesthetic. Of course, you have to experience learning. Okay? Now, sorry, for the process of streaming, to have to stay in one place? I'm very restless. Okay, so we need to facilitate learning anyway. Acquiring knowledge, right? And then, of course, skills. Skills, very important. In this generation, I have discovered that what makes you money is not your certificate, it's your skills. Right? So you need to find out what kind of skill you will learn. You cannot be a jack of all skills. But you have to pick up skills that actually go in line with your personality, right? So that you can make money. Values, of course. Picking up values. Over the years, I've had to pick up values. Now, one of the things that if you're not careful in Nigeria is if you're not careful, you pick on the wrong values. And people say the opposite of value is vice. Yeah, but I discovered that they are wrong values. I don't know whether you hear with me, right? Good. So we pick on the right values through learning. Beliefs. You shape your belief system, right? And then, of course, you change your habits. Now, somebody said something very powerful. He said, you change your habits and your habits change. So you are the one that actually determines Your habit. You. Thank you, guys. Can we celebrate this wonderful people? So much wonderful people. Right? So we build those habits, and those habits will build you. Now, most of the time, people think that you pursue goals. No, build the habits that will help you achieve your goals with this. And you can do that by what? By actually learning. You must learn. All right? And it's the ongoing process of doing all that. And ladies and gentlemen, we understand that we've got two kinds of education. The one you learn in the four walls of school, and then the one you learn yourself. But I, for one, while I am a fan of structured learning, I also believe in you learning on your own. There's nobody who has been great, who has been successful, ladies and gentlemen, that has succeeded through just structured learning. You have to find a way to learn informally. Are we together on that? Can we move on? Now, Nelson Mandela, of course, you remember Nelson Mandela said something very powerful. He said, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. If you want to change the world, you must be educated. Ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you, but if your education is not exposing you to the right thing, you're in trouble. You must expose yourself to your education, because it is powerful. It has the power to either lift you or sink you. So you've got to be careful. Of course, Martin Luther King Jr. said, the function of education is to teach one to think intensively. So if you're learning and you're not thinking, there's a problem. There's a problem. You must learn to what? Think intensively and think critically. I have discovered, ladies and gentlemen, working with a lot of people over the years, that a lot of people don't think. And I'm wondering, why don't you think? Why don't you invest in thinking? Because if you don't think, you will sink. Are you here? He said intelligence plus character. He said that is the goal of true education. Come on now, can we say that again? Intelligence and character. So, the goal of education is not achieved when you only become intelligent. You must also build character. So, if we're building you, if you're being built in the four walls of school or through any formal learning or informal learning, and you're not building character, you're not being educated. So you now understand the full definition or the meaning of being educated. So if I look at you and you've got intelligence and you've got character, then I can say this person is what? Educated. But if you don't have character, sorry. You can't bear that title. You can't say you're educated. All right, Benjamin Franklin, of course. How many of us remember Benjamin Franklin? Okay. That is that picture on that dollar bill, right? He said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. An investment in what? Knowledge is what? Pays the best interest. Somebody said, the more you learn, the more you earn. Are you here? I found out the more you learn, the greater the quality of your circle of influence. Because you attract who you are. Are we here? Next up, Alvin Toffler said, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Your goal as you age, ladies and gentlemen, is to learn to what? Learn, to unlearn, and relearn. Why? Because at the point in time, there will be some knowledge that will become archaic. And so if you hold on to that and say, this is how we're doing it, change it. Next slide. We need to grow on multiple levels. I'm going to skip this and say that there's 7 key areas you need to grow every day in life. 7 areas. So go with it. Number 1, spiritual. There's nobody who can do without God. Nobody. You need to have a relationship with God. Whatever God you serve, you must have a spiritual connection. It's very important. Because with that, you will never be truly calm. Having faith is like having an anchor. You hear? So you must grow every day. Right? That's very important. Number two, you must grow physically. And I'm not just talking about eating the right food. I'm also talking about exercise. We discovered that those people who exercise gain an additional 4 years to their lives. Why? Because when you exercise, a lot of things pass out of your system. So this morning when I was coming, I saw some people exercising. They were running, they were jogging, and I was just envying them. I said to myself, oh my God, I need to spend more time. I don't know whether you're with me. So how many of us truly exercise? Let me see. Beautiful. When you see those who exercise, it shows. It shows. And you feel it, right? I said to some people, you want to know how you're fit? Try running up a staircase of like 21 steps, running like 4 times. By the time you try that, you know whether you're fit or not. All right? Number 3, you need to learn to grow mentally. That means every single day you must invest in knowledge, acquire knowledge. You must read something new. Hello? I have found out that one of the ways to stretch my mental capacity is to read physics. Read something that I don't really, wired for. You understand what I'm saying? Read physics, read artificial intelligence, read something new. Something totally different from your field. Right? I remember the man, Rick Rochelle, saying something. That's the man behind the Global Leadership Summit. He was saying something very powerful. He said he discovered at the point in time his organization stagnated. And it wasn't growing anymore. Nothing was happening. It's called the law of belief, right? It means that an organization can never outgrow its leader. Are you here? So he had to do something different. So what did he do? He said he went to go learn how to fly a plane. Now you need to understand he's over 60. So he started learning that. Not only that, he also went to learn a new form of Tai Chi, form of Taekwondo, right? He said when they threw him on the mat like several times, he was thinking, bones will break. But the bones never broke. He became more tough. He became more mentally alert. Then driving the plane, flying in the skies, does something to your mind. So when you learn something new every day, it changes your life. Next up, you need to grow emotionally. Ladies and gentlemen, can I be real with you? If you live in a country like Nigeria, you will lose it easily. Use it easily. So you must learn how to grow your emotional intelligence. I make a confession. The first few years of my marriage, I almost broke my marriage myself. Why? Because I was coming with emotional hurt from some. I don't know whether you know what I'm talking about. If you've been served breakfast before, raise your hand. You know what I'm talking about. So, I couldn't just handle some things. And I prayed about it. Because of my faith, I prayed about it. I fasted about it. Nothing happened. Until one day, I came across a book by Daniel Goleman, Emotional Intelligence. And just reading that, see what knowledge did for me. Just reading that changed everything for me. I got a grip on my emotions. I now understood why I was acting the way I was acting. Somebody with me. Right? The more I grew personally, the more my life got better. So my reactions changed. So people tell you, oh, he's warm, he's charismatic, he's humble, he's this. It was achieved through personal growth. The more you know you cannot be like this. I don't know whether you will. The more you know you discover you don't know anything. Alright? Emotional intelligence. You need to grow, ladies and gentlemen, professionally. Now, if you are not growing to become, if your goal is not growing, if your goal is not growth, that's wrong. Your goal must first be growth. Can I tell you that? Can I say that again? Your first goal should be what? Growth. When you grow, you achieve your goals easy. Do you know that the more you increase in capacity, the easier it becomes to do things? There are things you're trying to achieve now, but if you invest in personal growth, it will become easier. Alright? So grow professionally. If you can increase, my goal is to stay within the first 10% in my industry. First start, then top 1%. So when I'm reading, when I'm studying, when I'm going for courses, can I be real with you? If you invest ₦1 million into yourself, it will show. stand two people side by side, the person who invests just 10,000 and the person who invests a million naira, you will see the difference. How do I know you value yourself? By how much you spend on this. I'm not talking about how you look. Even though, like, I was jokingly telling episode Jogonuka that I'm a bit vain myself. I'm a bit vain, but not just on how you look, but also on how you think. Are you here? Professionally, invest every single day. Make sure you are growing socially. You can never be greater than your circle of influence. The quality of the people in your circle of influence will determine the quality of your life. I'm talking across board. Across board. Your friends determine your end. It's not a joke. They determine your experience. Your relationships matter. But at the same time, if you're not kind, if you're not open, if you're not responsive, you're not flexible, you're done for. It's a matter of time. I don't care how brilliant you are. Character will soon ask. Competence is great. But what makes the question of credibility top-notch is what? So you must invest in that. Of course, that is very important. I was talking about here. So invest also financially. Grow every day financially. That's under my style. Grow financially. Every single day, find a way to make money. The more money you have, the more you can help people. It's not just for you. Are we together? So we must grow multiple levels. Yeah, next one. Now, when you're growing, understand that not everybody starts with a full tank. So it's okay if you don't know anything now. But I have never seen anybody who is committed to growth that will not grow. Are you here? And the growth mindset is the key to grow. That means you are focused on what? On growth. Now, people with growth mindset, they embrace change. The only constant is what? Change. They embrace change. They embrace challenges. Right? I've forgotten what we call it now, but there's a mindset that never gives up. A mindset that says, no matter the mountain I'm facing, I will keep growing. I'm going to laugh last. Are you here? That's a mindset. And you learn more when you view mistakes as learning opportunities. Oh, I made a mistake. That's not the end of the world. I'm going to what? Do something new. Get myself involved with something new. This mistake. So, there was a time my wife did a business deal. And when she was executing the business, she made some mistakes. And I told her, when you went to an expensive school, it was an expensive school. You just attended an expensive course. And sometimes, when you're doing some business in your industry, sometimes you make a mistake that will cost you 1 million naira, 2 million, 10 million, depending on your capacity. But don't see it at the end of the world. See it as a learning opportunity. Alright? Okay, beautiful. Carol Dweck said something. There are two approaches and beliefs to intelligence. One is a fixed mindset. And the other one is a what? Growth mindset. If you are fixed in your mindset, guess what happens? You view intelligence as innate and fixed from birth. That means you can't expand. And that's even dangerous for people like us. Are you here? But growth mindset says there's hope. Oh, come on, there's hope for everybody here. Are you here? It says that intelligence is flexible. I may not learn the way you learn, but my intelligence will grow. I will get better. Alright? And we can learn and improve to what? Perseverance. Commitment. Persistence. We'll keep learning. Okay? Let's move on. Okay. Okay, no, just don't move. I need to close this. Just move on. Next. Go to the next one. Alright. Now, if you have a growth mindset in action, ladies and gentlemen, these are the things that happen. I was talking about embracing challenges. You embrace challenges. when change comes, you don't lose it. You don't lose it. When everything started in Nigeria, when things changed in Nigeria, guess what happened? I just told myself then we need to make more money, right? Let's make more money. That's just it. More problems. Let's make more money. Let's increase our income. Instead of sitting down and saying to ourselves, this is the end of the road, why don't we find the road? Learn from mistakes, like I said. Celebrate efforts. One of the problems I have with a lot of Nigerians, and I know quite a lot, so is that people don't celebrate their achievements. That's why people enter into depression early. I'm not talking about mental well-being. Somebody's going to talk about that later. But the point is, you need to grow that. Celebrate your effort and never stop learning. Of course, seek mentorship and guidance. And this is just the beginning. After today goes on, this is a movement. Are you here? We're staying with you. If you don't leave us, we will leave you. Mentorship, seek guidance. Engage in communities that support growth and learning. Very important. Start with a small, manageable goal. And I'm talking about learning goal. Just a sign. People say to me, you write. How come you've been able to write so much? So I start with a chapter. And then there are days that I can't start with a chapter, I start with a page. Sometimes I can start with a page, I start with a line. Are you here? You start somewhere. Start with something you can manage. And then commit to learning something new every day. I learned something new today. You want to know? You want to know? I learned that it's not easy to be a microbiologist. The people that know what I'm talking about are laughing already. Are you here? And let somebody. I'm always looking for ways to learn. Practice gratitude and positive thinking. People think we say these things just for fun. No! The more you practice the attitude of gratitude, the better your life becomes. Be grateful for everything. Practice positive thinking. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, join professional groups. My life has not been the same since I started joining professional groups. I need to rush. Why do you need to get educated? I know you know, but let's run to. One, because it will enhance your what? Your career opportunities and your earning potential. Just in case you forgot. Let's remind you. The more educated you become, the better your career opportunities, the better access you have. Can I be real? When I got my PhD, it opened new doors. I'm not saying everybody will get that. I'm not saying everybody should get that. I'm saying for me, that's what he did. Alright? So some people will get certified. You run some professional courses and it changes everything. So it opens new doors. It empowers you to make informed decisions. Can I be real with you? The more informed you are, the better the quality of your decisions. Contributes to people's fulfillment and self-awareness. The more you know, like I said, the better you are. Like I was giving an example about my marriage. When I started reading about emotional intelligence, and you know what? When I start something, I don't stop. So I bought all the books I could find, and I go back. And I read everything possible. Changed everything. And I learned that nobody has the power over your emotions unless you give them access. Nobody can make you angry unless you choose to. So stop telling people you made me angry. No, that's enough. You chose to be angry. Alright? Now, it fosters a deeper understanding of the world and diverse perspectives. The more educated you are, the more tolerant and accepting you will be. When I see people saying, I am from this tribe, I can deal with you, they are uneducated. Education provides a tool and knowledge to pursue personal growth. Like I said, when you know how to read, know how to write, changes everything. And then the continuous circle of learning and applying knowledge fosters ongoing development. Last but not the least, personal anecdote or case study demonstrating the impact of education on personal growth. Ladies and gentlemen, when you get educated, your life changes. Well, a cynical man said something. He said the first time you take a degree, he said only one eye opens. Notice I said cynical. He said when you get your master's, he said your second eye opens slowly. Then when you get your PhD, he said both eyes are wide open. But I said it's cynical anyway. I didn't say that's my viewpoint. I'm just trying to say that the more educated you become, the more you are able to see clearly. Can we conclude? So I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that when you commit to personal growth, your life changes more than anything. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.